Prurient is probably my altogether favourite heavy artist. Just look at this in-store performance from 2002. I just love it. You can tell he's really testing the limits of the few people that are in that shop. You gotta toot your own horn sometimes. Now, the thing that I really admire about Prurient is that he takes the idea of power electronics to a far more musical place than most of his peers in the genre, especially on the albums Bermuda Drain and Frozen Niagara Falls. These are noise albums, but they have a ton of interesting synths that penetrate through all the noise landscapes.
If I could, I would take a tree branch and ram it inside you!
And these slightly more traditionally musical albums can be a great gateway drug into his heavier releases, like Military Road, which is absolutely pummeling from start to finish, and The History of AIDS, which just has an absolutely brutal album title. Another thing I find really interesting about Prurient is how evocative his imagery and lyrics are. Take for instance the cover for Cocaine Death, which I've been looking at for years having absolutely no idea who the woman was that was on the cover, just to randomly discover years later that it's from a super depressing film called Lilia Forever. It's always really struck a chord with me for some reason. Something really effective about Prurient's work is that he has a ton of themes and imagery that reoccur, like this torn picture of a girl, and the idea of addiction, which can be seen on tracks like Cocaine Daughter or Frozen Niagara Falls, which I just find so provocative off title alone. And this really good sense for theming carries through to his other project, Vatican Shadow, which is far more electronic and club-based, but has really stark imagery of modern warfare. Take for instance this LP release, which has a quote from all the 9/11 hijackers in the gatefold. Prurient also has the benefit of not being an out-and-out racist, which in this genre is a massive plus. He has, however, released or collaborated with a bunch of unsavory artists along the way.